Coming up, the number of cases of coronavirus in the U.S. is rising every day. Will rural hospitals be able to handle an outbreak? Plus, the impact of coronavirus will have on North Dakota's economy. One business owner is going on the offensive against the virus. And a local addiction studies program is one of the top in the nation. Find out why this field is a good one for interested college students.
Putting North Dakota first. KX News at Noon starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Josh Meny. In our top story, the number of coronavirus cases continues to rise across the world. The number confirmed in the U.S. topped 500 over the weekend. At least 21 people have died in the U.S. after contracting the virus, and health officials expect the death toll to continue to tick up. But as Trevor Shirley reports, some members of Congress are beginning to worry about whether or not rural hospitals are prepared.
With fears of the epidemic on their minds, some in Congress worry if rural hospitals are ready.
Are there specific things that you guys are doing to make sure that rural hospitals have the resources that they need to make sure their communities are protected as well?
Health experts told lawmakers they're working to make sure the rural health care system is ready to treat patients despite industry struggles.
Well, it's always hard to provide medical services in remote rural areas, and there are a lot of them in Nevada.
Some experts say ongoing cuts by Congress are hurting rural health care.
In last year, we had more rural hospitals close than in the previous decade.
Maggie Elawani of the National Rural Health Association says even with fewer hospitals and doctors, rural hospitals are doing the best they can, but need more help from lawmakers.
Additionally, what we need to be concerned about is making sure that they have an adequate amount of supplies.
Congress is working on a massive emergency funding bill of around $8 billion, but there's still concerns that rural health care won't get what it needs.
I think we need to watch it closely before we probably turn any money loose.
Indiana Senator Mike Braun says extra funding should be targeted where it's needed most.
I think you need to be smart about it, direct it where you need it, and we don't know where that might be.
It's expected Congress could vote on that emergency bill by the end of this week. Reporting in Washington, I'm Trevor Shirley.
And a local bar owner is taking action against the coronavirus, assuring his customers that his facilities are clean and will remain clean. As the coronavirus spreads around the world, John Lacaduck, owner of the Tap Room and Saul's in Minot, made a public statement on Facebook outlining how he plans to keep himself and his customers safe from infection. He says he uses hospital-grade disinfectant to clean their restrooms and is pushing his employees to constantly sanitize areas that come into contact with bar patrons. To top it all off, he's now installing automatic hand sanitizers in both his bar locations to assure cleanliness for all.
We're doing as much as we can to combat the COVID-19 virus, just the same way we do with the flu virus every year.
Lacaduck says his customers were proud to know he brought light to the situation. And global stock markets are plunging today amid a price war among crude oil producers and the surging costs of the coronavirus outbreak. Wall Street future prices were following suit, pointing to declines of around 5% when U.S. markets open. The main stock indexes in London and Frankfurt dropped by more than 8%. Tokyo closed down 5.1%, while Sydney lost 7.3%, and Shanghai was off 3%. U.S. crude price fell as much as 30%, deepening a rut that began when Saudi Arabia, Russia, and other major producers failed to agree on how much to cut production to prop up prices amid slowing global demand. Investors usually welcome lower energy costs, but the abrupt plunge amid anxiety over the coronavirus rattled markets. And new today, Bismarck police are searching for a man they say stabbed a woman on Saturday night. Police say a warrant is out for the arrest of 49-year-old Lucio Cruz, who is accused of aggravated assault. According to authorities, Cruz got into a dispute over a cell phone with a woman on East Broadway Avenue late Saturday night. He then struck her in the back, leaving a stab wound. Her condition is not known at this time. Police say they were unable to locate Cruz after the incident. He's described as 5'7", 196 pounds with brown eyes and black hair. He has a prominent tattoo on his neck. If you see Cruz, do not approach him. Instead, call your local police department. And Minot State University's Addiction Studies program was recently named among the top 20 in the country. In fact, it's the only Addiction Studies bachelor's program in all of North Dakota. There are currently 38 students enrolled in the program, which is more than double the amount back in the early 2000s. A vast majority of students go on to become licensed addiction counselors, which is a career field that is almost always in need of more. For some, it's personal. For others, it may not be. But one thing the students have in common is that they all want to make a difference. However, they aren't the only people that can help change the stigma that still surrounds addiction.
I think that there's a lot of myths around addiction, that it is only people who are choosing to become addicted to things. And I think that recovery is really hard at this point because the stigmas surrounding people who have been addicted, they don't always offer the same opportunities to people who are in recovery.
The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics projects a 22% increase in employment opportunities for addiction counselors from 2018 to 2028. That compares to the average growth rate of 5% for all occupations. A local man is teaching kids across North Dakota how playing chess can be an alternative to sports. Playing a sport has many benefits like critical thinking, concentration skills, and problem solving. But some kids have disabilities that may prevent them from playing a physical sport, and some just don't want to pick up a ball at all. Todd Wolf, president of the North Dakota Chess Association, says chess has a lot of the same benefits, it's just less physical. Over the past few years, Wolf has been bridging that gap, making sure all kids have an outlet and opportunity by starting Minot's first local chess club.
Chess is one of those things that it doesn't matter how old you are, how big, fast, strong you are, how high you can jump. It doesn't matter male or female. You know, once you get the bug, I mean, if you really are interested in it, you can be good at it.
For more information on how to join the Minot Chess Club or a club near you, visit our website at kxnet.com. There's still plenty of news ahead. Weather ahead. Men, women, young or old, colon cancer doesn't discriminate. So for Colon Cancer Awareness Month, we'll be telling you the new guidelines for screening. And Amber will have your full weather forecast in just a little bit.